Oh, Rainbow. What is it, Twink? Oh, well, Stormy's starting up again. Yeah, what's Stormy doing this time? Stormy wants to make everything cold for about 2 days, in the tens, the nines. Why is she doing that again? Geez, I don't know. You know how Stormy gets. Every winter, Stormy has to make everything go down to zero, down to nothing. Yeah, well, it is winter. God does have the sun and the earth kind of far away from each other. Yeah, but I don't like that. You got to tell Stormy no. She's always going crazy with weather. Last year she it didn't snow that much last year. And then look, she got to make up for it with all this snow. Yeah, well, Twink, and some slights of the world had snowstorms, and some slights of the world only had snow. I mean, other sides of the world have rainstorms, twisters, gales. Yeah, because Stormy's going crazy. I'm telling you, God needs to have someone new handle the weather. It can't be Stormy. Lucifer, likes to slay Stormy to do shit with the weather. Twink, you don't have to worry. God has running lead over the weather. If Stormy wants to start her shit, God will tell her off. God always has the last say on what we're doing with anything. And don't worry about it. Something else that Stormy always likes to do? At one time when you went to that world, and Stormy didn't want it to be spring, even though it was the 4th month, even though spring starts towards the end of the 3rd month, she wouldn't give up the ghost. Yeah, and then God had to tell Stormy, okay, it's enough. It's spring now. Look, I'll go talk to Stormy if you're so worried about what she's doing, but I don't really think I can do that much. Oh, I hope you do. Hold on. Come on, Stormy. Come on. In the neck? Come on. Get in the stand. Ah, fuck. I guess that's good enough. We're going to get Stormy. Sorry about that. All right, Stormy, what is it about you bullshitting the weather again? Why don't you just mind your own business, Rainbow? God entrusted me to oversee the weather. You got Tink all frightened about you making everything go cold and, the 10s and the 9s. Yeah, for 2 days on Moon Day and Tuesday. Then God says I got to ease off by Wednesday and Thursday. Don't you know a lot of beings live outside? Yeah, but aren't they asleep? Yeah, well, you know what? That's crazy. All right, Stormy, you got to knock it off. Hey, folks can still go out, and get back inside really, truly fast. Not they're going to freeze to death. They'll freeze to death if there are folks that don't have houses. Think about all those beings that live outside and, they're going to freeze to death. And how about the folks that don't have a warm house to be in too, Stormy? You ever think about the folks that got to work outside? You ever think about firefighters and law keepers and clutter gatherers and wire givers? You ever stop to think about those folks that have to work outside? Well, they can put a lot of clothing on. Stormy, we're not going to go through this. If I have to, I'll go talk to God, Stormy. And you know what God's going to tell me? He's going to tell me that you shouldn't be... You know what, Rainbow? You think that you're the greatest woman out. Put it on still. You know what your bind is, Rainbow Brite? You think you're the greatest woman out there. You can't do any wrong. Look at me. I'm with Brite. I'm Rainbow Brite. God chose me to bring Brite and Cast into the world. I can't do any wrong. I do wrong. I'm not flawless. I'm sinful. I've made mistakes. I'm flawed. But the one thing I don't do is I don't go around and do unneeded weather. Big deal. I'm going to make it cold for 2 days. It's not really my call. God's the one that has running lead over the weather. If you don't like it, Stormy said, go over my head. You know what, Stormy? If I ask God why he's doing this, and he tells me that if God says he's doing this, then all right, I'll be on board with that. It is what it is. But if you're just doing this for your bullshit, look, Stormy, did Lucifer slay you to do this? Yeah, Lucifer can go eat clutter. I don't give 2 shits about him. You know, he's always wanting to take over Rainbow Land. He got beaten a long time ago. Remember the King of Shadows? Yeah. Well, you really think I care about that? Stormy, don't do this. Don't make it colder than it has to be. You know, folks can still go outside if they put their coats and their shoes and their boots on and their gloves on. They can go out, get their clutter cans, bring it in, get the water, bring it and be fast. Dogs can go out and take a fast piss and get inside. You know what, Stormy? Why you gotta be this way? Because that's the way I am, Rainbow. You handle Cast and Beauty. Let me oversee the weather. As you can sadly tell, Stormy's being, how do I put it, a bitch. Yeah, she's being a bitch. And I know this isn't something you would ever hear come out from a Hallmark self, or even a Deke self. And I know even in my books, my funny books written by Dynamite, they still wouldn't say it. But she's being a bitch. All right, folks. I made 2 films tonight because, as I said, Twink was coming and Stormy was coming. So tomorrow, I'll go back to one film. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to look at the rainbow. Have a good evening, good night.